Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So just last week we were asked to do a recap on where we were up to with the garden. So I'm going to call this video Garden Tour 2025. What month are we in? June. Would help if I knew what month we were in, wouldn't it? So I'm going to call this June Garden Tour 2025. So those that will have heard the comment or heard me talking on the live stream will know that since I had influenza a while ago, I was down with it for about 7 weeks. Coming towards the end of it, I was so fed up. I started planning what I'd like to do in the garden outside once I was better. Well enough anyway to supervise Mr. Wallflowers and Oscar doing a lot of the heavy work and trying to decide where I wanted different things. So I'll just stand up and move around. The first thing I decided was to paint the fences. Now, we've lived in this property 22 years now, and we've never ever replaced the fences, so the fences aren't in the best condition. They're very old, but as you can see, with a good lick of black paint, they don't look aged at all. They look really well.
The posts are crumbling.
The posts are completely crumbling, but we're just working around it. We haven't got the finances that it would take because that's groundwork included in replacing those posts. For the whole length of the garden, it would be quite expensive, and we're just not going to that extent. So we're making do and mend. Now, this second panel is quite wide, and it's collapsed several times over the last winter. So what we did this year is we actually bought brackets, and Mr. Wallflowers, along with the help of the new neighbours next door, actually attached the brackets both sides to firm this into place. So that panel is absolutely solid, and we've done it on both sides. Now, because of the positioning of it, the screws have to be quite far out, but it's still attached and it's still secured. And sorry, excuse my washing. It's a working garden, so especially in this weather, we're not going to not hang the washing out. So I did that, and we painted the fences throughout. If you just pan round Mr. Wallflowers, all the fences got painted black. Except for certain sections that we have other plans for. But yeah, and the difference it made with just the black paint, it just ties it in with the new doors, the new windows, and black seems the colour for us this year. So along with that, I'd been looking out for some troughs. Now, anyone who's been following for some time will remember what the garden used to look like, and I'll insert a photograph now. Okay, so that's what this side garden, is what we call it, used to look like, and it took the majority of the space, as you could see by the photographs. So we decided to get some of these box planters, and I looked and looked, and they were quite expensive everywhere I looked. And eventually I found a gentleman on Facebook Marketplace who made his own. So Carol took us down in the car all the way to a place called Preston, and it's quite a while away from us. It's an hour's drive, isn't it?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes drive away from where we are. And good enough, she got them in the car and we got back with them. So we painted them black when we got back. So where we're up to is this very first box. Although there's a little bit of frilly in it, there's some white Alice on either ends and some lobelia. I think that's a Sweet William. These are the Jacoby Little pumpkins, and they will eventually scale this trellising that we have on the side. So far I've counted 20 of the Jacoby Littles coming up. There's just a new one coming here at the side, and there should be more that pop up over the next few days. But gradually they're all popping up. And Jacoby Little, for anyone who doesn't know, is a really small pumpkin squash, and we're looking forward to trying them for the first time. And they're supposed to be really easy to grow, and they're a climber, so we're really looking forward to that. And they're a bright orange colour, so it will look dramatically against the black. Now, these trellises themselves were a story. Anyone who knows how frugal I am and how much I will debate for an offer if anything's broken, if I can just walk you down this one. That again, we've put a bracket on to attach it. This one was broken in the garden centre, and the very first one was broken in the garden centre. The other two are full. So I asked for a discount on the first two, and I got them for a fraction of the price. They should have been £27, £24,
Something like that.
£24 each. And the two broken ones I got for £5 each, which is amazing. So in order to compensate for the broken sides, we decided to go for a topsy-turvy pattern. So the ones that are full with no breaks on, we've put the correct way up. The ones that are broken, we decided to put the opposite way round, but secure it. We've done that along, so we've done a broken one, a good one, a broken one, a good one, and we've created this pattern. We decided to buy, I don't know why that one's still got the price tag on, but these are wisteria. We went for 3 different types of wisteria, and eventually they will connect along the trellises and send down flowers that droop. Obviously everyone knows what a wisteria looks like. So we've got 3 different types. This washing is really bugging me at the moment. So if I can look you under, this is a different type. So this one is called Floribunda macrobotries. I've probably butchered that name, but that's what the name is. I think it was this one that had the flowers on originally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When we bought it. So we knew year 1 we mightn't get flowers from it or much, but allow it to grow and allow it to settle in. The third one, it's got no tag on it. Oh, here it is. The third one is called Ikoyama Fuji. I know it's got more of a purple tint. The other two are more like a bluey. And the fronds are already attaching, which we're really happy about. Every now and again we give it a little helping hand and try and twist it round, but we want to kind of form a chain along the whole trellis and see if that works. In amongst them, I fancied some Rebecca, which is this, and it's not flowered yet. I'm really sorry, I can't remember the name of this other one, but it'll have a similar height. They're all like a daisy style flower. So the Rebecca is a yellow, the osteospermum is the lilac, and this one's an orange. And I've gone for as many different type of daisy patterns as possible with different colours. There's actually a potato growing in that because we've recycled all the soil from different sections of the garden, and I'm just leaving it because it doesn't look too bad. I'm quite happy with it, and when I pull it I'll get some potatoes from it. There's 2 passion flowers growing either side of the wisteria, and hopefully it'll fill the length of this trellis. Now they've got buds on, but they're not actually in flower yet. So if we move along to the next one again, there's 2 wisterias, one either side. Not wisterias, passion flowers. Now this one is opened but closed again. They're all the same colour. This one's actually open at the moment and it's a beautiful flower. So that's the passion flower, if you can see it. And hopefully that'll cause a nice spray all in between and over the fence. And then the wisteria purples will come down. But I've got the same kind of theme. So we've got the osteospermums. I've put a lavender in the back of that. Little bits of alyssum and the dianthus, and these are scented. And in between there's lots of seeds, and I don't know what the seeds are, so I'm just waiting for them to pop and see what other flowers come in between. But there's lots and lots of seeds coming up in between. We've also got the odd spot of petunia in.
Marigold.
So things are, it's not quite thick enough yet to how I'd like it, but as you know yourself, it's very expensive to fill these tubs from garden centre prices. So we're trying to find them at good deals from supermarkets and different places we go.
In the reduced section.
In the reduced section. This one's thickening out the most out of all the boxes. Again, the lobelia. This one is the orange one. I can't remember the name of it. We've got the osteospermum underneath. We've got marigolds underneath. We've got petunias in between. We've got dahlias popping up. This one's a Rebecca coming through. More alyssum. Another Rebecca. More potato. We've also got mesbryanthemums popping round, and the flowers just pop through randomly, giving spots of colour, which is really nice. And again, the seeds are in between. The passion flower, one died on one side, and this side has got a lot more buds on, so it must be receiving more sunshine, and it's a lot taller. So I think that's going to be nice and thick. This is a weak clematis that was in a different position, and I've just decided to compensate for the passion flower that we lost and fill that in. Also, these planters, I can't really see that one because the bag of wood chips in the way. But these were from a neighbour across the street. He's retired now and decided he no longer wants to garden. He's had several illnesses, and he's in his late 80s now. And he had these just at the back of the garden and wasn't using them, had no interest in using them, and he asked me would I like them. And he gave me 8 of them, and he said they've already got plants in. He said they'll probably need weeding, and I haven't got round to the stage of actually weeding them yet. But these climbers are growing out of them, and they're very dainty and pretty, and once that bush is up, that'll help to screen this fence as well. And I'll take you around and show them. Bought this little picture off Temu, and I just thought once this is taken over by all the flowers, I can keep moving it back and let this peek through. And I just think it just gives an added touch to the garden where we've just got something else, you know. So these are the other, sorry, pop through the washing machine. These are the other ones. This one's a honeysuckle growing out of this one. And as I say, I'll reach up and cover these gaps in the fence. These thoroughly need weeding, but these containers are beautiful. And when I priced them on, I think it was the B&Q site, wasn't it? They were about £20 each, so it's a wonderful gift he's given me here. Absolutely blessed by it. And to think that the plants have actually come in it as well. I'll have to cut some of the dead back, but because we're so busy building and bringing it all in together, we haven't got to the nitty-gritty of the actual, just let's focus on the gardening side of it, because we're just trying to put everything in place. But I think it's amazing, and that honeysuckle is lovely. I don't know what these are. So these are little, again, dotty flowers. Now this red one, when it pops, will be exactly the same as this white one. And we're just allowing it to ramble up against this tree. The pigeons are eating the flowers on this tree. I think it's like a bottle brush. And that's been in place for quite a few years. But I just hack it back and leave it to like a flat front. We considered this may have been a weed, but when we looked up at it, what was it called?
Devil's something.
I can't remember what it was called, but I love the shock of red that it gives. It's absolutely beautiful. And unfortunately, the climber that was in it died. But I like the contrast of that red. Some English marigolds in between. Another osteospermum, which I think is beautiful.
Hebe.
A hebe at the back, just a piece, or hopefully more pieces will thicken up from it. Another honeysuckle that was already growing in this container. I just like it. I know later on I'll be able to plait that wood and make an archway pattern or something within this space. And then we have a buddleia, and it's looking really sick, so I think I'll take that buddleia out. It doesn't look well. Some pinks that need deadheading. Some more hebe, and as I say, I'm gonna take that buddleia out. This is kind of like wastage corner, but you know me, waste not, want not. So we've got an old fuchsia, and when the berries come through after the flowers, they actually taste like caramel, and Oscar enjoys eating them. A Paris, some daylilies, some potatoes growing, but it's kind of like dead corner, wastage corner, but we'll pick it up and we'll deal with that as we get along. Here we've got peas, and they just refuse to climb. They've just completely flopped, but the peas are coming through and they're fattening up each day, so I'm not going to touch them. We've got a sage that's dying off in the middle of it. But yeah, I'm quite happy to just leave that till all the peas produce. It doesn't look great, I grant you, but the peas are growing and I'm quite happy. There even seems to be new flowers coming out on that as well. So we'll see. A bit of a mess here. This will all have to be removed, but we've got lettuce in the pot. I keep saying I'm going to paint these old battered trellises and bring them up, see if they look like the fence, see if they look good again. But we'll try. We bought the bench off Marketplace. We're going to keep it brown because we like the contrast of it against everything else, but we will give it a varnish before the winter. Just going to have a quick slurp of my coffee.
Another bowl of lettuce.
Yeah, another basket of lettuce. Obviously a clematis grown, it's opened, it's absolutely beautiful, and there's more buds on it, so we're really happy with that. And more of this red plant that just looks really nice. Now this panel are dilapidated and fallen down, so we've bought this new trellis panel, and we opted for the trellis panel because we just thought it opens the space up. We've got some fluidity, we can see this garden, we can see that garden, but yet at the same time it gives it separation. I hope that makes sense. It opens it up but it separates at the same time. It will be painted black to match in, and we'll get round to that eventually, but we just haven't yet. We've only got 3 tomato plants this year.
And we've got 2 on the other side.
Oh yeah.
1 in the basket.
But I've taken some off, so planted other sections of it, you know, when they grow in between and you pull them out and you start them again. So this is a plum, and there's some fruit on it now. So these are plum tomatoes. That's a gardener's delight, but there's nothing on it as yet. And this is a beef tomato. We've had 85 Fahrenheit today, and everywhere's completely frazzled, so the temperature is still really high, and we're approximately 8:30 in the evening right now. So we're waiting for the temperature just to drop a little bit more, and then we will hose, because we're expecting the same temperatures or slightly hotter tomorrow. And it's a rarity for us to have this weather in the UK, isn't it? So we're going to make the most of it, but we're going to make sure we completely hose this evening so the plants are safe.
I can go down and show the front garden, because we've never shown that. Just got a quick look around the edge.
It's a mess though.
I know, but nobody's ever seen it.
Now we come into the main garden. So this is our patio, and it's a work in progress. A couple of weeks ago you may have seen me show that I picked up for free what I'm calling a chamomile plant. I took all the dead flowers and the dead leaf off it, and it's fully recovered and revived, and now the flowers are back and there's an abundance of flowers on that. I'm really happy. These are the tubs that we got for 75 pence rather than paying the £2.99 full cost. I have a little yellow cherry tomato plant, and I don't know if I'm grabbing in the right place, but there are tomatoes growing here. I'm quite happy with that. I think I showed you the baskets when I made them. I need to do some deadheading along the way, but the baskets are fully thriving. This is frazzled in the sun today, so we need to make sure that this basket gets a bit of attention. I might need to replace some plants in there. Needs a lot of attention. It's frazzled today, you can see. Just bothering them more washing. I saw these yesterday. So they're rhodey chrysanthemum. So they're a cross between a rhododendron and a chrysanthemum, and they're not in the best conditions. Now I haven't deadheaded it yet. I've just literally potted it up and watered it. But I'm going to deadhead it, take it back to where I can see any new growth. As you can see, there's a couple of new buds coming through underneath, and let that thrive again. But I'll be taking all the top off it.
They were in the clearance as well.
Yeah, these were in the clearance section. I'll do the same with this one. So they were asking £5 each. The perennial, really pretty flower on it. We'll come back every year. We got them for £1.98 per plant. So it was a lovely saving. Some two more black tubs here. These, what we're calling trellis, were off a cabinet in one of the boys' rooms many years ago, and we're still using it now. We've just used it in a different way, so it's now trellis. So we have a
honeysuckle.
Yeah, a honeysuckle and a passion flower. And on this one we have a passion flower and a sweet William, perennial sweet William.
And what was that one?
That one was called Scabia, and we bought that in the discount. It all needs deadheading. We bought that in the discount store for £4.50. But when I brought it home, I could actually split it into 3 sections. So I've actually got 3 separate plants out of that for £4.50, which is amazing. I can't think what that's called. Gazania is about to pop, and these flowers are really big. So this will really set this off when they open. The birds are coming on a regular basis to eat the fat balls and the mealworm, and they're coming every day now to eat that. So we're quite happy to get them.
And another picture on the fence.
Oh, it's another picture, yeah. So when these flowers and that grow over, there's just something of interest to catch in between. It may take it a year or two, but everything's in place for it to grow. Let's bob under the washing again. Now, a short while ago you would have seen that Oscar and Mr. Wallflowers transplanted the olive tree from a vast container. There was 2 olive trees in it. This one, which you can see is growing flowers and fruit. and hopefully we'll get something off it, and we'll learn how to process those olives this year. But unfortunately the big one has died off. Now we're not going to pull it out, we're actually going to wait and see if, because when we cut some of the branch back it's still green inside, so we're going to leave it till next spring. We're not going to touch it, we're not going to do anything to it, and see if it recovers. We just planted some marigolds around it, and hopefully that's a bit of a defence. It needs weeding, but we're not actually going to even take the leaves off. We're not going to do anything to it, we're just going to leave it in situ and see if it recovers. We bought a palm tree 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
3-4 months ago, with the trellis being there rather than the full panel, we thought it'll benefit both sides of the garden because we can actually see that from there, and it's lovely. Wherever we stand in the garden we can actually see the palm tree, and we're quite happy about it. I don't know if you saw the fire pit. This was a gift off Carol. So my friend Carol had a fire pit in the garden she wasn't using, so Oscar sprayed her up somewhat, and we've been using it of an evening, so we just sit on the chairs, put some wood on the fire and just sit out here and have a natter and a cup of coffee, and it's really nice. Another thing, there's a gazania open. Look at the size of the flower, it's absolutely beautiful. Gazania. Both of us, Mr. Wallflowers and I, decided we wanted a couple of features in the garden. So we decided we wanted a bird bath or a water fountain and a statue. So initially we just saw the 2 plinths on an advert for Marketplace, and there was this one and another one further down the garden. The gentleman said just make me an offer, and they didn't look as good as they are on the picture, to tell you the truth, they didn't, and I thought they were smaller, so I offered him £15, and he said, is that each? And I said no for the pair, and he come back, he said, you've caught me on a good day. So when we went to collect, these plinths are absolutely beautiful, solid, you can see the age in them, and we're really, really happy with them. We're not going to paint them, we're not going to clean them, we're not going to decorate. We like the age and the wear and tear on these prints, and we're more than happy. And then on a different Marketplace advert, there was a lady who was selling statues, and we went to visit, and she had a huge garden, and there was hundreds and hundreds of different types of statues, etc. I did ask her could we record, because it was part of what we were doing, and we wanted the statue for the garden, but we'd like to show it on our channel, and she declined, which is fair enough. You've got to give people the dignity to make their own choices, so that's what happened that day. But yeah, a little flower girl. We actually love it. Even Oscar likes it, doesn't he? You know. And I just think it just gives it. We're sat here at the table. We've come out several times now and had our evening meal out, and it's just nice that we're just seeing these extra little bits that we haven't had before, you know, and it's just lovely. So come and sit from this angle and show. I mean, you can see the washing and everything, but it's just nice for the look around to see what you can see. Here we see the pears on the tree. You can see the gazebo, not gazebo, pergola. See the statue and the olive tree. Yeah, we can see the washing. Yeah, we can see different things, but we can see right through to the other side garden and the different flowers popping up. We can see the fire pit behind us and the palm tree, and it's just nice to be able to look around. We have a lot of rubbish still in the garden. We have a lot of mess, and there's still a lot of work to do. But we can still take this corner and we can still sit down and go, look how far we've come. You know, you've got to look for the positives because there's a lot of work to do. We're coming out, we're doing a little bit here and a little bit there, but there's other things going on in our life, and we can't just dedicate hours and hours every day just to the garden. But We'll get there before the summer's finished, won't we?
Mm.
Let's go further down and have a look at the rest of the garden. We're trying to reuse what we have got, and we've brought a few new things into play as well. The fruit's looking fabulous on the apple trees, the pear trees. That's a king crimson maple tree, and it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Mr. Wallflowers wants to top it at some stage, but I absolutely love it. I just think the contrast of the red leaves against all the green, I absolutely think it's amazing. It's a bit close to the apple tree, but
Too big.
the apple tree is abundant, so you can actually just see it all, and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, we've got quite a while till October yet, and even the second apple tree, it was only put in, was it last year?
The year before.
The year before, so it'll take a while before those apples get bigger, but yeah, it's looking a lot better. They were a lot smaller last year, weren't they? This is Mess Corner, but we have a resident hedgehog who actually comes in and out of that corner, but we will have to clear it up at some stage. Now down here we have blackberries. I don't know if you saw me picking blackberries yesterday, but we still have some on the branches. There's 3 altogether, isn't there? With the blackberries on. Some raspberries in between. We go down there and pick strawberries, but it's messy. Well, this is all the hard work we've got to do. This is a black grape, and in between we've got lots of grapes growing, different bunches of grapes in between, and hopefully this will be the first year we actually can eat some of the grapes. There was some produced last year, but they were very immature, weren't they, at the end of the season. If we come back out again, we initially laid all this white stone and the weeds grown through it, so we're going to take the white stone up. It'll be a long job because you have to pick each piece up, and we're going to put some membrane down underneath it. I don't know why we didn't do that to begin with. And these footprint solar lights have not worked since the day we bought them, so we're taking them up and getting rid of them, and we're going to put some more kind of spotlights in or something in its place, so this bit can be lit up overnight, because if we come out in the winter we need to go to the shed for wood for the wood stove burner. So down here is chaos. This is the, what did we call it?
Just a water feature.
A water feature, but it's got a hole in. So Mr. Wallflowers has got to fill the hole. He's got the stuff, it's just getting the job done, and then we can fill it with some water. But originally we got the 2 plinths, and then we looked at the side of this guy's shed and he had the top, and I said yes please, we'll take that as well. And it was rock bottom price. I got the top for £15 and the 2 plinths for £15, so for £30 we got the 2 plinths and the top. And I just think it's amazing. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I like the age of it. I like the fact that it's imperfect. Yeah, I just like it.
It's heavy.
The basket shrivelled here, you can see, with today's heat. So that's gonna need addressing, taken down, fixing, giving a good soaking. It looks like we're going to have to replace quite a few of the flowers, but we'll see. We'll do some cut back and see where we can go. The hollyhock, one of my marigold gloves. The hollyhock looks like it's not far off from bursting into flower. We've got, as I say, sorrel, strawberries. That's gone into flower. This is all parsley, marigolds, lettuces in between, more of the scabia, osteospermum, pink cornflowers. There's just a mixture, poppies, English marigolds, Lolla Rossa, lettuce in between, more parsley, some rosemary, and it just rinses and repeats different things. And then on the opposite side, it's mostly strawberries that you saw us. I don't know. We didn't show picking them yesterday, did we? We're having a constant supply
Yeah, I think
of.
we showed a little bit of it.
We're having a constant supply of strawberries coming through at the moment, and then again, more lettuces and different herbs in between, lemon balm and quite a few different things. We've got lettuces in the back bed, and the other half of it is just wild. We've got broad beans and cabbages in that garden, along with quite a few English marigolds and the odd potato. And things are just coming up. This is another grape, and we're going to train it if we can over the pergola, but we just need to get more of those, what do you call it, ties, plastic ties. We went shopping today and we completely forgot to pick some up, so we need to pick some of them up. We got the little fox and we just thought it looks cute, and we haven't noticed one cat come through the garden since, so I think that might have worked. And also, if you look closer, you'll be able to see water. We actually have a little pond underneath, and I'm not sure if there's any resident frogs at the moment.
Oh yeah, there's one there.
Can you see him?
Yeah.
Can you get him on the camera? Because he's near enough black, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know
Hopefully you can see it.
I don't know if you saw him. But yeah, and the rest of the garden.
It's raspberries which just took over.
And mint. And then we've got the cooking apple. And that's doing really well this year. It's produced more fruit than it has done for the last 3-4 years.
Because it's right back in.
Yeah, so I'm hoping she's back. This is a faux plum, and again I just love the contrast of the red leaves. But the rest of the garden is dishevelled and needs working on. Our wood supply is running low, so we need to stock that up.
Still got some in the shed.
Yeah. But we need to make sure we've got enough running for the winter.
We want these trees out.
We're going to take all those trees out eventually. We don't know if we'll get to it this season, or we'd like a large flower bed come out a bit further on this lawn.
The ace is not going.
No, the ace is not going. There's certain plants that we won't take out, but the bulk of everything else will just have to go. It's just not. It's too much, isn't it? But yeah, it is quite messy. It is. Whatever. Did you show the pears?
No.
The pears look lovely this year, and there's still flowers coming on for the top ones. You can see they're just producing. But yeah, so we've got
pumpkins in that patch.
Yeah, they've not come through yet, have they? I mean, we haven't done nearly as much veg as what we'd normally do, but we've kept our hand in to do a little, haven't we? But yeah, and that's where we're up to so far. As I say, we've got a long way to go. I'll try and have another slurp of this coffee. We've got a long way to go. But we're just taking our time, doing it step by step, and we're enjoying it. And that's the main thing. We're getting enjoyment out of the garden. We don't have to spend money to go out for the day. We're cooking food, bringing it out here, eating it out here, drinks from the house, having them out here, and just enjoying quality time. People talk about climate change, etc. I know it's a touchy subject, and I don't agree with it, you know, but if we had weather like this more frequently, we'd be very, very happy people. We'd invest in our garden. We wouldn't have to go on holiday. We could just sit in our garden, enjoy the temperatures, enjoy food from home, and enjoy the company whilst we're here. That would be the highlight for us, wouldn't it? You know, we wouldn't have to. Mr. Wallflower's considered a long, long time ago for us to move to America for the quality weather. And if we could actually have that here, we've got the best of both worlds, haven't we, you know? So, you know me, I can waffle on forever, but I was glad somebody asked to see the garden because I just wanted to share with you what we've done. And a lot of it is still a mess, but we've done a lot of work. The dividends are paying off because we're literally wanting to come out first thing in the morning, or when we've gone back in, we want to come back out again and check if anything else is opened, or what does that look like? Is there a frog in the pond? Are the birds eating the mealworm? Or, you know, what's going on? We're just checking different things, and it's lovely, isn't it? You know, I've never done so much washing in my life and got the washing on because I want to be out here putting it out and taking it back in, and it's just every excuse. You've been out reading your book, sitting on the bench, haven't you? Different things. Right, thank you so much for joining us today. Please take care, remember you're loved, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.